What's up everyone, coming at you with our picks on every single NBA game for Tuesday, February 13th. This video is sponsored by SomethingSpread.com where you can get all of our best picks and predictions on every major sport. We have a very solid 6-game slate to cover after a lot of last games did not exactly live up to the hype. If you enjoyed these videos, hit that thumbs up button. The support has been absolutely incredible lately. We truly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new so you don't miss out on our daily videos. I want to give a big welcome to all the new faces out there. Comment below with any questions or bets on today's slate. I read and respond to every single comment. Now let's dive into our first Tuesday night game, a matchup between the Celtics and the Nets. Boston comes into this game fresh off what could be considered a statement win at Miami. They took down the Heat by 4, so not a blowout win or anything like that, but they're playing well. There's nothing really too bad you can say about the Celtics right now. They're healthy, they're playing great, they are one of the best teams in the league, and they're holding on to the top spot in the East. The Nets come into this game fresh off a blowout win over the Spurs, but the same can't really be said about Brooklyn. This is obviously not a team that's looking to compete this season, although they have kind of, hung with a lot of teams. Their record's not that bad, 21-31, not a disaster. This team is healthy right now. They did just get rid of Spencer Dinwiddie in the trade market. That's not really a huge thing. Like, they got back Dennis Schroeder. Ben Simmons is currently listed as the starting point guard. Not exactly the guy you want leading your team, I wouldn't think. Cameron Johnson is listed as out for this game. Let's see if he's actually going to be sitting out. According to the injury report, yeah, his abductor injury will keep him out for this game. Brooklyn is getting 8.5 points in this one, and they've actually been pretty solid as a home team this season. They're 15-12-2 against the spread. Not a bad mark. Boston, on the other hand, is 10-13-2 against the spread. Nothing special. These aren't huge disparities, huge trends that we can stake a whole bunch on, but I think we actually like Brooklyn a little bit in this game. Boston, with the All-Star break coming up so soon, they're going to be starting to get focused on that. They're sending lots of players to the All-Star game, so I think we're going to take Brooklyn in this one, at home, getting the points. I think they find a way to keep this game fairly close. Next up, we've got Oklahoma City playing at Orlando. The Thunder come into this game fresh off a borderline blowout win over the Sacramento Kings. That was a big win for the Thunder. They played very well in that game. The Orlando Magic come into this one fresh off back-to-back wins, taking down the Spurs and the Bulls. Both those games were kind of competitive. Well, the Chicago one was competitive, the Spurs one not so much, but we're not exactly going to write home about a blowout win over the Spurs. Oklahoma City is healthy for this game. They're not going to have Gordon Hayward yet. It's going to be really interesting to see how he works into this whole rotation once he's out there on the floor, but that won't be until after the All-Star break. Orlando being healthy is a very big deal for them. They've had some injuries over the course of the season, but right now they're healthy and playing well. We see Oklahoma City is 14-11-1 against the spread as an away team. Not too bad, but Orlando is elite against the spread as a home team. They are 16-7-0 against the spread when they're playing at home. Orlando's actually getting points in this game. They're plus 2.5. The first time these teams met this season was back on January 13th, and the Thunder got a 12-point win, but the game was in Oklahoma City. I don't know, guys. This is a tough one. I really want to side with the trends here and go with Orlando, but OKC did just burn us against the Kings, so I don't know. I think we're going to go with a small lean on the Orlando Magic at home and the points, with the Thunder maybe having something of a letdown game after their win over the Kings. But this is only a small lean, not going to be one of our bigger plays of the day. Next up, we've got the Miami Heat heading to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks. Miami comes into this game fresh off that tough loss against the Celtics. They played pretty well in that game, especially considering the fact that Jimmy Butler did not play. We're finally seeing Terry Rozier make a little bit of an impact, but man, going 6 for 16 and posting a -4 plus-minus, that's not really going to get the job done. They're hoping for more out of him than that. Those are the kind of numbers they were getting out of Kyle Lowry. Jimmy Butler is not going to be available for this game. He's still out due to a personal issue, and we're also seeing that they're going to be without Terry Rozier and Josh Richardson. Duncan Robinson is day-to-day. Right now, Miami is pretty banged up. That kind of sucks for us because we would have liked Miami in this spot. They're an even team against the spread playing away from home. Milwaukee is not a very good home team, and they just played last night, getting a blowout win over the Denver Nuggets. That puts Milwaukee squarely in letdown territory. I don't expect them to be fully up for this game. They're not terrible against the spread on no rest, going 5-4-0, but you never know if they use this as a spot to rest Giannis or anybody else. We don't expect Chris Middleton to be back for this game. There's really no reason to rush him back. I'll be a little bit surprised if they don't just leave him out until after the All-Star break. Right now, this game is listed as Miami plus 6.5. I think we actually like Miami a little bit in this spot. It's such a a big letdown spot for the Bucks. They've been playing so poorly lately. They just had this like blowout win against the Nuggets, so that's like a huge deal for them. But then they have to travel. I kind of expect this to be a letdown spot, but with Miami not being at full strength, this is not going to be one of our bigger plays. I just can't trust their bench to really get the job done. Tyler Hero is going to have such a huge scoring burden. Sure, he'd go off for a ton of points, but will that be enough? Kind of all comes down to the Milwaukee injury report. If they have anybody extra sit out, then this could become a great play. But right now our lean, and it's a small one, is Miami plus 6.5. The Minnesota Timberwolves head to Portland to take on the Trailblazers. Minnesota played against the Clippers last night, and now they have to travel to Portland. Not a long flight, but still playing on no rest. Minnesota has been mediocre. They're 2-3 against the spread. They haven't had to do it a ton this season. The Timberwolves have been playing kind of up and down lately. They've been pretty inconsistent. They did get up and absolutely smash the Milwaukee Bucks. So, I don't know. They're a hard team to figure out right now. I expect them to really hit their stride after the All-Star break. Portland comes into this game fresh off a competitive loss to the Pelicans, but in more concerning news, they only scored 84 points in that loss. That's not a great look. The Blazers are a hard team to figure out. Right now, it looks like Malcolm Brogdon is going to be out for this game, which is a pretty big blow to them. Anthony Simons is listed as probable. I think we'll definitely see him in this game, so that will give them some scoring punch. Portland's currently getting 8.5 points. I think we kind of like the Blazers in this game. I don't really expect big things out of Minnesota after having played the Clippers last night. They're going to be pretty tired. That was going to be a high effort, high intensity game, so I think we're going to lean towards the Blazers and the points. This, once again, guys, not going to be a huge play. Can we really trust the Blazers? No, we cannot. Can we really trust the Timberwolves right now? No, and certainly not playing on no rest. Moving on to one of the more interesting games tonight, we see the Sacramento Kings, in need of a bounce-back performance after getting blown out by the Thunder, head to Phoenix to take on the Suns. The Suns come into this game fresh off of a loss to Golden State on a last-second Steph Curry three-pointer. That was pretty sick. Enjoyed that one a lot. The Kings come into this game really needing to bounce back. That was a dud they laid against the Thunder. Yeah, it was a road game, but so what? The Kings are 2-1 in the season series, and it took Grayson Allen going 9 for 14. Remember that game where he went absolutely nuclear? He went 9 for 14 from 3 for the Suns to win by 2 points. That is not an ideal look. The Kings are 16-11-1 against the spread when they're playing on the road. They've been an absolute machine when playing on the road this season, and right now they're getting 5 points. Sacramento's healthy for this game, so that's a big deal, and the Suns, they are only 9-17-1 against the spread when playing at home. That's a terrible mark. Right now, Phoenix is looking healthy as well. You never know if somebody can end up sitting out, but right now, we don't have any reason to think that's going to happen. This is going to be one of our bigger plays of the day, guys. We are leaning very hard on the Kings and the points in this one. 5 points feels like a lot for a team that should be a pretty even match. They're up 2-1 in the season series, and like I said, it took that crazy game from Grayson Allen for them to win in a game where the Suns were fully healthy. So Sacramento and the points, this is going to be one of our bigger plays of the day. Last but not least, we have the Detroit Pistons headed to LA to take on the Lakers. Detroit comes into this game actually playing some of their best ball this season. They've won 2 out of their last 3 with a wins over the Kings and the Blazers, both on the road. Then they just played the Clippers very close. They only lost by 6. Detroit has kind of found something here after the trade deadline. It feels like they're playing with a little bit higher effort. Getting rid of some undesirable players off their roster has seemingly been extremely helpful. Isaiah Stewart is probably out for this game, but really getting Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey going and seeing what Jalen Duren can do, that's what's going to make the difference for this team. This is a young team. Roll the ball out. Let those guys play. Let them get after it. When they play with energy and focus, this squad is pretty good. The Lakers come into this game fresh off a comfortable win over the Pelicans. Feels like the Lakers pretty much just own the Pelicans at this point, so that's not a matchup we're ever going to really want to be on ever again. LA is only 12-14-0 against the spread when playing at home this season. They haven't been a very good home team. Everybody's all excited about Dinwiddie signing with the Lakers. I don't think that really moves the needle too much for them. Is LeBron really going to be happy with that? I don't know. Both LeBron and AD are listed as day-to-day. I think we expect both of them to play in this game. I'd be pretty surprised if they end up sitting out. I guess LeBron is technically questionable, and I guess they're considering Davis as questionable too, but they're always marked as questionable. I think we pretty much expect them to play in this game. If they don't, this becomes our biggest play of the day. If they both end up sitting out, Detroit plus 11.5 is going to be a smash spot. We actually like Detroit either way in this one. Maybe not as a smash spot, but it's for sure our lean. It might be our second biggest bet of the day. Detroit is playing really well. They're catching the Lakers at a time when they're going to be low energy, low effort. LeBron and AD are just ready to get into the All-Star break, take some time off. The Lakers are not known to be a team that gets up to play against the bad opponents. I think we see Detroit show out in a big way in this one, giving the points a ton of value. Thanks for watching, guys. That's our last game of the night. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and leave all of your picks or any comments comments you want down in the comment section. I read and respond to every single comment, so I'll definitely be in there helping you guys out with your bets. Let's make some money here today on this Tuesday slate. Not the craziest slate, but there's some definitely good value, especially towards the end of the night. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily videos. Good luck out there, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.